It upsets me that I should have to write such an email. But I don't much care for ideal gossip, particularly when my name is involved. It seems that some Freddies have their panties in a bunch over what I and some of my friends may or may not be doing. So I will set the record straight, and in the words of Herman Cain, I will not answer any more questions regarding the matter.
Did you start a race team?
Yes and no. I joined an existing team, and yes, it has a new name.
What's it called?
Team B6 Cycling 2012, Better Beverages Schroeder Iron.
Who's on the team?
Bill Harris, former national champ; Frank Schroeder, current national champ; Scott Raymond, current national champ; Craig Miller, one of the fastest sprinters in SoCal; Dan Reback, one of the other fastest sprinters in SoCal; Brad Jones, former national champ; Kevin Kruger, deadly in the 50+; Bert Glennon, former world champ; Bud Owens, just goes and goes and goes; Frank Piccarelli, lots to learn; Ross Gagnon, lots to learn.
Who are the sponsors?
Better Beverages, Schroeder Iron, Rit Racing, Oakley, Zip, Schramm, Wells Fargo Advisors, Speedplay, Sock Guy, Voller, City, and probably a few more I'm forgetting.
What's the team budget?
Not much, and basically already spent.
What are the goals of the team?
To win a shitload of Masters criteriums and nationals and have fun doing it with no drama.
Are you getting anything for free?
No, everyone on the team will spend more money than we will ever get back. This is a hobby, folks.
Who keeps all the prize money?
If we make any, we split it.
Why didn't you go through Turtle for all this stuff?
This is not just my team. This is more like me joining another team. The other team already has and has had for a long time relationships in place with most of the sponsors. Turtle does not sell RIT bikes. I have a friendship with the RIT owner and we have a killer deal. The team has no official shop affiliation. Each racer can choose a shop to buy from the things they need. My best friend of 30 years owns a shop in Utah. I can buy whatever I want from him. Although I have raced with Turtle for many years, I do not know him all that well. To me, bike racing is an expensive hobby and I'm just a Masters racer and don't think any shop should necessarily give me a deal on anything, and I certainly would not ask for a deal.
Why didn't you invite every Freddie to join?
1. Very few Freddies, with the exception of the 2 on the roster, have ever expressed much interest in racing. 2. There is no budget beyond these 11 guys. 3. Martin runs the Freddie group and I do not feel it's my place to cause any disruption in the group. 4. I ride with the Freddies for reasons other than racing, which I will explain later.
How come you ride with the Freddies but won't wear the Chronic kit?
I could never wear the Chronic kit for business reasons. While Better Beverages provides CO2 to nearly every Chronic taco, about 25 locations, we also provide CO2 to every Wahoo's Tacos, about 35 locations, and to every Del Taco, about 200+ locations. I have personal relationships with the owners of both Wahoo's and Del Taco, and they would not think it very cool of me to ride around in a Chronic kit. The old saying, don't mix business with pleasure, applies here.
Of all the Freddies to choose from, why in the hell did you put the lawn jockey and no maze on the team?
I've known Ross from when he rode with the Velo Allegra crew on the Set Hammer Zone ride. Ross has some untapped horsepower if we can peel away a few layers, and he has expressed a desire to reach his best. I had only talked with Ross a few times before I had a bad crash in a race several years ago and shattered my pelvis. Ross tracked me down at the hospital and wished me a speedy recovery. I've had a few tragedies in my life, and it's in those moments we find our real friends. Ross showed me his cards even before I really knew him, and I don't forget that. Piccarelli is like a sponge for knowledge with a real passion to learn how to race and be the best he can be, and he too has shown me he is a great friend. He's one of the few guys I know that will train harder than me, so I need to keep him in check. In my past life I got a degree in exercise physiology and I was a coach to state, national, world and Olympic champions in 3 different sports: snowboarding, alpine skiing and cycling. In fact, one of my pupils went on to win stages in all 3 Grand Tours. Although I don't have time to really coach anymore, Piccarelli pulls me back to this place that I miss.
Okay, so what about the other guys on the team? Why have you joined up with them?
Over the years I have raced for several amateur teams, all of which took themselves way too seriously and were fraught with drama. I saw friendships destroyed because someone chased someone else down or so-and-so didn't do enough work, all of which is lame and not me. So when I moved to California I decided to race solo. I have resisted offers to join nearly all the different teams in the area, and I have even branded my own clothes to support my business. While racing solo has advantages, it also has its disadvantages, and as I get older and not as fast as I used to be, I find myself wanting more from my racing experience, and if I could put a word to it, I guess it's called camaraderie, on and off the bike. Also, it's not like I'm starting a new team, it's more like I'm joining the Schroeder Iron team. Frank has had a race team for many, many years. They are well respected and have always shown me a great amount of respect. I've watched them closely for several years and have admired some of the strong friendships that they created. They are not so much about winning as they are about having fun in the process. I got to know Frank a lot better while he was living in Seal Beach and during the Fred rides. As bike racers we have a lot in common, as business owners we have a lot in common, and we just get along. This year I traveled to Master Nationals with Frank, Scott, Bert and Craig, and it just worked, not in a gay way, although there were a few moments of gayness, but it just worked and I felt at home racing with them. Hard to explain, I guess.
So if you like riding with the Schroeder guys, why don't you just go and ride with them every day?
I suppose I could do that. But I came across the Freddy group ride by chance a few years ago now, and at a time in my life when I needed a kick in the ass to get out of bed at 5:30 a.m. every day. So I started riding with the group and quickly realized that Martin had done a great job teaching you all how to ride fast and safe. I quickly developed friendships and have enjoyed all the banter, nicknames and daily slugfests. I've been racing for 20 plus years, and for me it is nice to ride with a bunch of guys that are not so much into racing. It seemed at first that the group was supportive of each other on and off the bike, whether it was a charity event or someone had a heart attack. But lately I feel more like I did when I started high school in Utah and was ostracized by the Mormons for not joining the church. We should all be supporting and encouraging one another in whatever we do. Life is short, and all of us riding around in spandex is really quite silly. It's our character and how we act off the bike that counts, and it's the friendships forged that will last long after our wheels go flat.
Will there be a chance for us to join in the future?
We are discussing this possibility, but right now our clothing order is closed and in production. Who knows? The kit may look hideous and you wouldn't want one anyway. But again, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, and I have no idea what Martin has in store for you guys.
Why were you riding at the back of the bunch today and never pulled through?
I'm in training mode for next season. My training calls for a specific kind of ride each day. Some days like today I do not want to get my heart rate too high. In fact, for the next several weeks I will be going slowly. My being at the back should not be construed with something silly like me trying to distance myself from the Freddies because I'm on some hot shit new team. Believe me, when I decide to hit the front you're going to wish I was still at the back. Okay, enough of this bullshit. Picarelli, Ross and I have joined a race team. As a Freddy you can choose to encourage us or you can keep talking shit. Encouragers are friends for life. Shit talkers are weak, you decide. P.S. I'll be continuing on to CDM tomorrow if anyone wants to join me.